30 years on from the end of the Cold War, there is a reason that the UK feels the need to increase defence and security spending. After all, dozens of new nuclear weapons, massive investments in offensive cyber capacities, and expanded naval bases east of Suez are not the sorts of weapons required to tackle the likes of ISIS. They are weapons for use against a particular sort of foe. Yet, reading the integrated review this week, you could be forgiven for asking just who is making the world a more dangerous place. For none of the old hostile states the report was all too happy to name, Russia, Iran and North Korea, have dramatically changed in prominence of late. There is a rising dragon that the review, though happy to name, was not called out for what it was: China. In fact, rather than recognise China for what it is, a threat, the report claimed that the UK will need to engage with China and remain open to Chinese trade and investment. It went on to say that cooperation with China will also be vital in tackling transnational challenges. Throughout, the paper was deeply muddled on whether China is an international partner or an autocratic threat. China's actions, though, show it is in little doubt as to whether it is hostile to the UK. It viewed itself as hostile when it tore up the joint Sino-British declaration over Hong Kong, arresting activists, abolishing real democracy, and refusing to recognise British passports. China knows itself to be an aggressor when it gathers millions of Uyghurs, Tibetans, and religious minorities into modern-day concentration camps. It knows itself to be malevolent, where in those camps men are brainwashed and enslaved, and women are raped and sterilised. When China makes maritime grabs from its neighbours and bullies Taiwan out of the international community, it worries not about its amity with the UK. Yet, paralysed by the fear of losing Chinese investment, the government appears worried about calling China what it is: a dangerous threat. The UK may wish to continue to bury its head in the sand as the great tiger stirs. But our leaders ought to know, though, that as they do so, China only grows stronger. Calling China what it is will not, it must be said, provide a defence against its ambitions. It will, though, warn the world that an almighty threat is emerging. Despite this missed opportunity in an otherwise sound integrated review, we can and must do better. For this is but the opening salvo in what will prove to be the geopolitical narrative of the rest of our lives.